I got this. Okay, so the loan that you need is the price, right, minus a down payment. So to figure out how much I need to borrow, take the price that you've determined, subtract the down payment from it, that's your loan, okay? And the monthly payment is calculated as follows. So payment, I will repeat what I just did here, okay? You take the price minus down, okay? And then that number is going to be our loan, okay? You multiply this by a table rate. And that's going to be per $1,000 of loan, that rate that you're going to get. I'll show you where that table is later. And this part right here, I'm going to call this loan. Okay. I used to put it underneath and then some students divide it. I don't want that. I just want you to know that that piece, when you subtract that, that is called the loan. That's how much you're going to borrow. Okay. All right, let's move on. Once you have your monthly payment, they're always monthly, by the way, we don't do bi-weekly. Total paid to the bank is, I call that total TPB. How much will you have paid the bank after you've determined the payment? And it's simply taking your payment, multiplying it by 12 months, because that would be how much you paid in a year, okay? And then you end up multiplying it by the number of years. That's how you would determine how much did you pay the bank at the end of the loan. It's always more than the loan, guys. There's no bank in the world that will charge you less than what, right, than what they gave you. So when this number doesn't match, you made a mistake, okay? This one is the most popular one, total interest on the loan, the finance charge. Make sure you have that. So I'm going to actually call that total interest because some students just go TI and then they forget what it stands for. Total interest is essentially, folks, using this part right here, how much you paid the bank. So I'll rewrite that. This is a longer one. Minus whatever the loan is. Whatever you determine to be the loan. That's how you figure out the total interest. Highlight finance charge. I want you to have finance charge next to total interest. Because sometimes the province asks for finance charge. You should know they mean total interest. And they'll sometimes throw in over the life of the loan or whatever. But it's all the interest you will have paid. And I will explain interest a bit more, but it's basically how much they charge you for borrowing you the money. That's their profit. Then you have a thing that splits into two. Interest paid on the first month, okay? Interest paid on the first month, I call that lowercase I. And it is basically taking your loan, we're almost done, taking your loan, then you take your interest rate, not the table rate. It is going to be a percentage. And I'm sure you remember what your teacher said. When you have percentage, what do you divide by? 100. Think of the two zeros of your percent symbol as the two zeros of the 100. Okay? And all of that gets divided by 12. Do you remember I equals PRT? Simple interest? That's where this one is coming from. Principal is your loan. I, right, this is interest rate, R, and this is T, and you're like, how so? Time always had to be in years. So if you want for 1 month, that's 1 out of 12, right? In terms of years. So I just go divide it by 12 because that's what you end up doing. So this one is very important. It's the interest paid on the first month. Don't just have I, make sure you have this little statement next to it. I'm going to make sure you understand this. This is coming back for home finance. Home finance, we do that a little later. All of these formulas are almost identical. Okay, so you want to do a good job at writing these ones down, then we can reuse them for home finance. Next, principal paid on the first month. Principal is simply lowercase p. So I'll just take my payment that I've already calculated, and I will subtract this lowercase I, the number that I found here, I'm going to subtract it. So that's the principal. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do the last one, because that one, often students mix that up. I'm going to leave that one for now. I just need you to know that, can you just write this part down? If this represents your payment, okay, it's usually made up of principal and interest. Every payment has both components in it. You just don't see it, and we're gonna hopefully figure this out together, okay? Shit, this is it. So this is your homework. Homework. The formulas to study sheet. And maybe, just maybe, you can get it done today. I'm not sure. Just make sure you have these on there, and maybe take another look at, did I copy this correctly? Okay, take another look.